All right, we have Sal versus Voynes, and Sal took a I'll have one of everything meal. Interesting. He has 2 white lions and 2 spearmen. I could see that, but outside of those units, this high elf build is just one of those, one of those, one of those. So we have 2 white lions of Krace, 2 spearmen, Towns Torqueda, Archer ROR, a lot of Sea Guard, a Ranger, then there's a Lion Chariot of Krace, a Mage of Life with Earthblood Regrowth Rollers below, the Fireborn Dragon Princes, I thought I saw Tyrion, there he is, Tyrion, and a Silver Helm with Shields. Okay, that was a bit. On the other side, for Voynes and the Vampire Coast, we have triple Rotting Prometheans. Not the gunnery mobs, just, quadruple. Quadruple Rotting Prometheans, just the raw crabs. We have Sirens and Deckhands mobs. Looks like 4 Sirens, 4 Deckhands mobs. And then we have 2 Hand Cannon Shotgun mobs. I don't know what quick battle map this is. It looks like Darkling Crater or something, but we are just going to have a big old tree fight, it would seem. And High Elf Archers immediately teeing off onto the gunnery mobs with hand cannons. Should be able to deal with them rather swiftly. White Lions of Krace excited to get their armor-piercing axes into some crab meat. We'll see how well they do there. And where is Tyrion, and what's Tyrion doing? Tyrion and the Silverhelms are charging out some Sirens, and despite their 55% physical resistance, their 0 armor and 32 melee defense is not keeping them safe, and a quick Sunfang might just take them out. Does it do magic damage? It does, so goodbye, my friends. The Sirens, they are going to start crumbling rather swiftly. And Aranessa Assault Spite. Oh shit, Aranessa's the Lord? Really? Who's their caster? Do they have a caster? Yeah, they do. Okay, Vampire Fleet Captain of the Deeps with Crab Summon and Tide Call, and Aranessa's in here with her net and stuff. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Now, Silverhelms are taking a lot more damage than I would have expected. Lion Chariots of Krate's going to get a side shot down these hand cannons. Let's go. Never mind, Spearfisher's net. They just get net in place. And the hand cannons even turn on them. They're trying to fire over their compatriots, but they're obstructed, which is unfortunate. These ones will fire in melee combat, and Aranessa is even running over to join them. Ooey owie. Could have picked Dowie. How are we doing elsewhere? Frontline fight, the coast does seem to be making their way through it slowly but surely. It's not quick enough, though, as the Claw and Seaguard are still firing. Towns Port Plate are compromised by a summon. That's not really enough, is it? Lion Chariots now unnetted, finally get a movement order to move through these hand cannons, and they get completely stuck because Chariots are working as intended, so they can't even get through those hand cannons, and they are just getting their ass kicked by Aranessa. Literally their ass kicked. Second and final Routing Promethean Summon is out. The Fireborn have been charging in and out of the front line to just try and hold them back while the High Elves hold. Holding is what they do best, especially their martial prowess passive. Ooh, martial mastery on the Talons of Torqueda even, but yeah, they get 12 melee defense as long as they're high on hit points. Silverhelms and Tyrion opting into the frontline fight, again, just trying to keep these Routed Prometheans at bay in the middle of all these spearmen. That's fine. And the hand cannons have been largely kept from doing anything useful. They are sitting in the woods, which they'll kind of shoot trees instead of hitting anything, which is bad for them. I don't know what happened to Vampire Fleet Captain Deep, but she had a bad time and a bad life. I think I heard some Earthbloods from the Heal caster. And the coast are trying to work their way out of the trees. They have almost gotten through these White Lions. They have almost gotten to Love and Seaguard, and a Tide Call does brush up on the Towns of Torqueda a little bit as this Crab Summon fades away now. Goodbye. So how are we doing? Aranessa is healthy. Deep's caster is very, very injured. The 2 hand cannons are still around and alive. They're just having a hard time affecting the game in any meaningful way. The Lion Chariots are running around, mostly getting caught on the bodies of crabs. No, they can just go straight through those. Alright, that doesn't look strange at all. But that is probably how that should work. Sirens and crabs and zombies can maybe get to Love and Seaguard, though Love and Seaguard will be able to hold their own and just wait out these guys crumbling, especially with support from Towns of Torqueda. Things are looking good for the High Elves overall. And, ooh, potentially an overextension as the Mage of Life does end up in the hand cannons. If Aranessa wanders over there and even throws a net down onto her, he could kill the healing off for the High Elves, though I still don't think that's going to be enough to stop Tyrion. And Tyrion seems to see it coming, dives straight in on the Deeps caster. He's going to get a big shot onto her. One more will finish her off, most likely, but he misses that attack and he gets Spearfisher netted. Tyrion down to a paltry 48 melee defense while netted. I'm sure he's fine with that. Faint and Repose brings back up to 72. He's going to be just fine. There was a Tide Call somewhere doing something, but it doesn't seem like it mattered too much. Love and Seaguard, as we mentioned before, do hold their own. They're going to be just fine. And that far side is starting to break once again, but I don't know if those units are going to get over here fast enough to really affect anything as the bounce power shifting further against the Vampire Coast. Deep's Lady is shanking some Dragon Princes, finishing them off, which is nice. Aranessa just ignores Tyrion entirely after dealing about half his HP. And the Lion Chariots are still being tanky. I don't know if they've received any healing or not. I don't think so, judging by the fact that I can't see their heal cap. And they're that low. If they were that low and they had received healing, I could for sure see their heal cap. Earthblood on this whole area. That includes Tyrion as he tries to finish off the Deep's caster once again, getting in combat just to hit her. Smacks her right in the face. She is going to start crumbling down. She doesn't have the hunger or anything. She just has wounded, so no self-healing at all. She will just crumble to her death at this point. Aranessa finishes off the White Lion Chariot, but does it even matter is my question. Archers continue firing into this area. The Fireborn are here if they even need it. Another quick Tide Call. That spell feels like it does literally no damage to the Spearmen and the Silver Helms. That makes me a little sad. I always like seeing different spells, and that one is not doing it. Spearman Lifecaster, mucking up the ranged assets, and I just don't think the Coast can do it at this point. Aranessa is going to duel Tyrion to the death, and she's kind of whooping his ass. Okay. Bounce power comes back towards the middle, but there's a Heart of Averlorn that goes right back to how terrible it was before. Now, Tyrion does have to run away. Aranessa surprisingly beating the shit out of him. She is on foot, so sitting in the forest, he's taking a debuff most likely. I don't think he has Strider or anything. So he's taking a debuff for being in the forest while she is not, while she is on foot. Tyrion has to be much more careful. With 96 melee defense, he's still getting hit an awful lot. Just needs to back off. Let the rest of his army win it, because they certainly are. Rotting Prometheans crumbling on the far side, near side. Tyrion will hit them, and army losses hits for the Vampire Coast. He didn't even have to deal with Aranessa. He could just ignore her the whole time. Okie dokie. Almost 1,000 on Tyrion, not great value, unfortunately. The Lifecaster got more value than he did, and she was mostly spamming Earthbloods all game, so rest in peace, Tyrion. Infantry did alright. Lion Chariots did horribly. But a lot of the Sea Guard and the Archers did fine. Dragon Princes and Silver Helms did fine, so yeah, works out. For Voynes, Aranessa did fantastically with 2,100 damage value. The Deep's caster, unfortunately, was trash. Rotting Prometheans didn't get to do too much, neither did the Sirens. The hand cannons actually did some really good work paying for themselves. A little surprised about that. And the zombies did poorly. But that's zombies for you. Goodbye. Roar. Subscribe, yes, yes.